Alrighty. So, go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
All right, so my name is Timothy McWilliams. My tag is Reflame Storybook, and I am an FGC player sponsored under Reflame Gaming. I play Injustice 2 and Pokken Tournament competitively. I've been playing competitive fighting games for about 4 years now, since the release of Injustice 1.
Nice. It's a long time.
Yeah, it just kind of, ever since I came home one day and my dad was sitting in our house, he had Injustice 1 already bought, and he just kind of figured it'd be something me and my brother would like, just some friendly competition, duke around at home, figure it out between us, and I was hooked immediately. Like, realizing, I can make Superman do whatever I want. I can beat up on my brother. I can spend my free time doing cool stuff. I was hooked.
Yeah, I've seen your Superman. Whenever you look through that clip, I've seen your Superman gameplay. You're going off on that, man. Is there a big difference between Injustice 1 and 2?
In terms of the general gameplay, yes, Injustice 2 is slower than Injustice 1 as a whole. The new characters actually really shook stuff up. Considering Supergirl, Deadshot, Red Hood, they're some of the best characters in Injustice 2. And so the matchup experience that we had from Injustice 1 doesn't necessarily carry over. Characters like The Flash are worse, characters like Aquaman are worse, whereas other characters that we didn't really look twice at, they just either vanished or they're back with a vengeance.
Yeah, I feel you.
Characters like Green Lantern play totally different from Injustice 2 to Injustice 1, but they stay just as solid. Green Lantern is actually somebody I've been trying to compare for, because checking my pool for the Fall Classic, I actually have 2 Green Lantern players in there. So that's a matchup that I gotta make sure I know.
Nice. Speaking about the Fall Classic, for those of you guys who don't know, Storybook over here, or Timothy, his name is Timothy, you call him Tim. He's actually a fighter force, plays Injustice 2 and Pokken, and he's been killing it at locals here. He has the Fall Classic coming up now, so why don't you want to go ahead and explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Fall Classic is one of my favorite times of the year. It's it's a once a year major fighting game tournament that happens in Raleigh, North Carolina. Happened in North Carolina since it began where I live. And it is just a collection of, a bunch of fighting game players in one building duking it out for whoever wants to prove they're the best. We've always been really big for some games like Marvel vs. Capcom or Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. The Fall Classic is kind of known as Third Strike Evo. We're one of the biggest Third Strike tournaments every year. And even though that's not a game that I play competitively, it's super fun to see my state represent at that kind of high level in such a well-received game like Third Strike. So I'll be entering Injustice 2 and Pokken Tournament at the Fall Classic this year. Pokken Tournament is pretty important for me this time specifically, because it is the last Pokken Wii U event of ever. If you don't know, Pokken Tournament DX recently was released for the Nintendo Switch, and that's what pretty much the entire community is going over to. It's kind of Pokken 1.5, general upgrades, general enhancements, and 5 new characters being the big cincher that we've been waiting for a really long time. And so with Pokken Tournament being played on the Wii U for the Fall Classic, this is quite possibly the last time I will ever play the Wii U version competitively. So we're really looking to kind of send it out with a bang. And I don't think there's a better time for me to do that than the first major I ever entered Pokken Tournament at, which was the Fall Classic, considering the game's only been out for about a year and a half. When I got into it, the Fall Classic was the closest coming up major.
Okay. So now let me know a little bit more about Fall Classic and things behind it. How are you feeling going into it?
Ooh, I got a lot of feelings. I'll tell you that for sure.
Go ahead and explain them to me.
All right, so I'll do it game by game. Pokken, I'm feeling pretty dang good about Pokken. I've been doing better lately in Pokken than maybe I had a couple months ago. Since my big character switch that happened this March, I started playing the game as a Blaziken main and eventually switched over to Mewtwo due to just kind of my competitive drive making me want to do better. And to do that, I wanted to use a better character to kind of jumpstart me. Ever since my switch to Mewtwo, my switch in mentality, kind of treating this more as a career rather than just a hobby, and just my overall dedication of the grind and my free time to getting better at it, I think I've improved as a player in the Pokken community, and I've risen up to a point where there's only about 3 or 4 people now in North Carolina that, and at that, it's not even an overwhelming defeat. You know, I go even with most of them. The 2 that I lose to kind of heavily, they've been getting closer to closer every single time we play, and neither of them are in my pool. So I'm set very well to get out of my pool and make it into top 8, where, you know, in the fighting game community, top 8 is...
It's always pretty good.
Where people say the real competition starts. Right, exactly. Top 8 is kind of a cutoff in the fighting game community. If you're not aware, that is where, you know, all your games will be streamed. That is where, at huge tournaments, top 8 is the cutoff for money. At the Fall Classic, something smaller, it's probably going to be more like top 3 or top 4 would be paid. Mm-hmm. But in Pokken tournaments specifically, we have a generous donation from Mr. Wizard, who organizes Evolution, the largest fighting game tournament every year. He was really impressed at our community's drive to try and get into Pokken tournament at EVO this year, that he's been donating $1,000 pot bonuses to various Pokken tournaments throughout the year. And the Fall Classic is one of those. So in addition to whatever pot we kind of accumulate based off how many people enter, we have another $1,000 on top of that. So doing well at this event guarantees you some serious cash.
Well, that's the goal right there. A lot of teams, not just in the fighting gaming community, a lot of players, especially, like I was saying earlier, especially players under 18, and some over 18, just they don't understand that grind equals shine. You got to put in the hours and time. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't half-ass it. You know what I'm saying? You got to put. You know, if you kind of want it, you kind of get the results. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
Your
work equals your results.
Exactly.
So we'll see what happens going into that. I think my biggest work has probably been on character matchups. I swear to God, I'm cursed a little bit. I think I pissed off a witch in a past life because my least favorite character to play against in Pokken tournament is Charizard. I lose against Charizard a lot, I'm ashamed to say. He's kind of nuts, the character. Your mentality has to be pretty on lock because there's quite a few just, you know, raw guesses that'll lead to a lot of damage if you guess wrong. And in the last 3 majors, I have played against Charizard round 1 every single time. And as soon as pools came out this Tuesday, I checked, and lo and behold, I'm up against Charizard again. Round 1.
That's all right. We already know. You already know how to stay composed. You already know how to get that mindset in.
I think I play against, like, Charizards in a way to try and prepare for, you know, maybe the not-so-good Charizards. And I know this guy personally. He's a friend of mine up from New Jersey. His tag is Cloud. And I'm not saying anything against him as a player. But Charizard is, without a doubt, the number 1 matchup that I play against the most. And this Tuesday, seeing that I have to play it again, round 1, at another major...
Is this the Charizard that you played at the your last local?
No, this is a different guy. That guy is in this tournament, so there is a chance that I will be playing him. But this is just somebody who plays the same character. And seeing that I have to go against that same character, it kind of set me over the edge. I'm not gonna lie. That entire night, I played Charizard after Charizard. I did tech after tech. Just trying to figure out how to finally shut down this character. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I'm sick of it. So, long story short, if I can beat him, I can make top 8. And
that's the goal, man.
We'll see on Sunday, but I'm not going to lie, I'm probably going to see you on Sunday. I feel pretty good about that. As for Injustice, the other game I'm entering this weekend, I do better in Injustice in North Carolina than Pokken. I know that for sure. Not to brag or toot my own horn or anything, but like I have any other Injustice player in North Carolina. I go to more, I compete more, I'm more active in the community. Like that game fuels me.
Yeah.
And so driving to every tournament within 2 hours of me. I went to 5 this month just to prepare for the Fall Classic. So that's probably the tournament I feel better about myself in. And looking at my pool, it reassures me even more because I have figured out who every person in my pool plays. So I'm able to do character-specific matchup knowledge about that. It's matchups that I feel very comfortable in right now, considering how much extra work I've put in to figuring out how to beat them. And in Injustice specifically, I've only been on an upswing lately. I'm not gonna lie. Every single tournament I go to, I see more and more improvement in my play. I figure out more and more ways to just kind of stay optimal. And I think with wanting to do well at this major, coupled with the fact that I feel comfortable playing who I'm going to be playing, that seems like good argument for me to get into top 16. Injustice is a little different from Pokken just because there's more people entering at the Fall Classic. So getting out of my pool doesn't guarantee top 8. It only guarantees top 16. Once I make top 16, if I do it in winners, which I hope I make, I feel confident about making, but worst comes to worst, I make top 16 in losers. I have to win only 1 or 2 sets to make it into top 8. The path through losers would definitely be a lot harder, a lot more sets, you know. Maybe some people definitely feeling the desperation and trying to fight back from being knocked out. But I'm basically I'm not overthinking it. I'm just playing the matchups. I'm feeling myself. I'm reminding myself that I know I'm good regardless of anything that happens.
Definitely,
so I just gotta remind myself to stay calm and play my best. And I think we'll see how it works out on Saturday. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling better than I felt a year ago entering the Fall Classic. As some punk reptile player that had just picked up Pokken that totally bit it to a couple of characters. I'm definitely a different guy than I was last year.
That's good. That's good. And you're honestly for Injustice, man. I think like you're probably one of the best players in North Carolina. Like you're definitely up there. Like with performances from like a lot of locals, dude, it's like top 2, top 3 places every single time, man.
Oh yeah, man. I
definitely.
It feels good to not remember the last time I placed outside of top 3. You know,
that feels really good.
Nice estimate. And so I'm gonna be playing people outside of North Carolina. Gotta treat it like any other local, you know? Just gotta treat it like I gotta go in, I gotta one more set, and just go from there.
Calm, cool, and collected, man. Especially
I think when I overthink things.
Now,
right, exactly.
For LAN now, how from not just from competing from local, because we're not gonna talk about locals right now, but since you played at the major before, how is it competing on LAN?
Oh, playing at a major is honestly one of the best experiences. Like, going to majors is full of everybody telling me that I have made the right decisions. You know, entering the fighting game community and treating this like a career and making the decisions to spend the time to get out there. I can't tell you how good it feels. Just sitting at home, you know, playing on ranked, going through the ladder, getting exposed to all this random nonsense. It's discouraging sometimes, but when you go to a major and you get to see everybody loving it as much as you do, and you get to hang out with people all across America that you rarely get to see.
Yeah, it's a good experience,
it's
man.
So different. It makes you feel like I'm trying to figure out a way to put this into words because honestly, like I've been to a couple majors by now.
I feel like special or like not special, but like not in a sense of rewarded. But I get what you're saying. I think everyone else gets what you're saying too. I'm gonna try, like, me personally, because now that I'm knowing a little bit more about Injustice and Pokemon and stuff, I'm gonna try to come out to a couple of majors with you and see what you're rocking with. You know
Yeah,
what
I'm
I'm saying?
definitely. I was down in Florida this summer for CEO. CEO is the second biggest tournament of the year,
Whoa,
and so
there's
I'm
one in
definitely going to be
Florida?
trying. That's been in Orlando pretty much every year since it was released. It's going to be in
Ooh.
Daytona Beach next year, but
Oh yes, we're definitely going to that.
yeah, I'll still be making it down. Trust
Yeah,
me.
we're definitely gonna go chill at that, man. I'm gonna have Brandon come up too. That's gonna be lit. I'm ready for that. I think the last question that everyone has here is, are you nervous?
I think I'd be dumb if I wasn't a little nervous, But
Yeah.
nerves are good, Nerves make you tell yourself, and I think when you know you're human, you fuck up less. I'm not gonna lie, because I've gone into
That's true.
things thinking I'm a god, I'm unstoppable, I'm the best, and I've gotten my ass handed to me. I think I play a lot better when I'm nervous, because then I take a breath. I remind myself all the things I know are true, all the matchup things that I know can help me win, and it kind of centers me. I have people like. I mean, for frick's sake, in my Pokken pool, I've got a man named Tullius in there, and Tullius is, without a doubt, the best player of my character in America, and again, without a doubt, one of the best players in the world.
Dang, man.
Won big tournaments. He's made second, third, top three at, again, big. He was the highest placing American player at the World Tournament this year. He's a beast. He's a monster. But he's also a good friend of mine. And honestly, I talk nothing but shit to him about playing him. Because I know that that's all I want.
Coming
But
for
he's
that.
not going to know it.
Right.
He's
That's-
not
yeah.
going to know it.
Coming for that, man. Coming
Exactly.
for a spot.
Am I nervous? Yeah, a little bit. Is it gonna stop me from tearing through the bracket? No.
This
not
man
one
that
bit.
you said he's showing up to the Fall Caster? Yeah.
Yeah, no,
What?
he's really good.
Alright, you about to hand it to him, man.
He's from Ohio, so I'm surprised he's actually coming all this way just for just for this, but I guess he wants that pot bonus. He wants that money.
Well, that's really all I got, man. Is there anything else you want to add or anything to it? Anything you want to say to the Flame fam? Anything you want to say on anything?
Look, I appreciate all the support you guys give me. I'm such a social leech, I guess. When people validate me, when people tell me they're cheering for me, that means everything in the world to me. That means way more than results. That means way more than my own play. I really appreciate that. And so I'm just going to keep practicing. Hell, right before you put me on this call, I was in a ranked set. I'm about to jump right back on after I hang up on this. But look, just I guess follow me on Twitter. It's StorybookFGC. And when you do, to notify you guys if I end up on stream, and it's going to mean the world to me if there's just a spirit bomb waiting for me to tear through that set and tear through that stream.
Well, the entire Flame fam watching you.
All right, I appreciate that a lot. I'm real happy to be a part of it. Flame fam is absolutely one of the best decisions I've made.
I appreciate it, man. Well, thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah. I guess have a good night. Thank you for cheering me on, and you'll see this weekend that it'll be worth it.
Indeed, man. All right, man. Appreciate it. Everyone give it up for Storybook. Links in the description. You guys can follow them. Join us back next time. We're going to be interviewing the Halo team for Denver coming up. And after event interview is going to be up with Tim to see how he did at the Fall Classic. So thank you guys for joining us. It's been me, Tim. Go ahead and say your goodbyes.
Yeah, take it easy. Feel the flame.